Yeah.
Anyway.
So, you ride off. Right
Yeah.
on. And you ride on, and a few hours later you receive a text, all of you, that, gives the name of the guy, Cephasus, being disqualified or eliminated from the competition.
Yeah.
Are you all listening in on the radio to see what comes about him?
Sure.
Yes. Sure. Yeah.
You hear on the radio. The radio says that the police came in and found a dead body strapped to a pole.
What?
With his pants on.
Somebody killed him?
No!
You hear from on the roof. You assholes!
We didn't kill him!
What did I tell you about killing people? You stamps on the roof, like repeatedly. Stop fucking killing people!
We never killed him!
We go down. MC,
it also mentioned
us about doing something that we didn't do. Get down in here and do it face to face.
It also mentioned bullet wounds without any casings in the area.
Yeah. She pops her head down, hanging upside down off the roof, to glare into the window, holding up her holding her sunglasses in place as she dangles. The fuck did you do to this guy?
We just tied him up.
He bounced off the RV. Right, he jerks a thumb at the panel where he did right over there, and he gave up like a little bitch. I didn't even punch him.
Who the fuck killed him?
Someone with a gun, apparently.
She looks at Edward, and her eyes narrow behind
him.
Sunglasses.
Someone with a proper gun, not a piece of rust.
Well, keep in mind, Edward did say, "I don't. Can I get the gun from you?"
Yeah, but it was unloaded.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. But then I don't need bullets.
It is kind of funny.
Yeah.
No casing suggests a revolver.
But
also, if it went unheard, that means
there had to have been at least a silencer or something.
Well, no, silencers only work on revolvers that have that where their thing is actually sealed proper.
Such as the Nagant, which is a World War II revolver. What model was that again?
Olivia looks at Cassandra.
Yeah.
I don't even know
and says, "They speak the truth, but none of them killed that man."
You're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky. I believe her. All right, fine. If Olivia vouches for you, then I guess I believe you. But the fuck is going on here? We seem to be leaving behind a trail of bodies.
Unfortunately, Edward's fingerprints are going to be all over that man.
Ah, hell. And then she stops and thinks, and then, hell.
You mean Jimmy Jailbird's?
Yeah.
Fingerprints?
AKA some motherfucker who the suits have already, the government's suits are already looking into and are already well aware of. That means
God.
And
I'm
they're
gonna
my
be wanted.
handcuffs.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm gonna be wanted too.
Congratulations, people! We have now officially put ourselves on the top of the government shit list, which...
Malvolio is still sitting in silence with his hands clasped together tightly, and every fucking second another furrow forms on his brow. Overtaking his face.
His entire face is furrowed. He looks like a lane now.
Edward sends the text to Brandy trying to explain the situation, knowing that she would ask first if he didn't go right now.
Elena started using hydration, like a damp washcloth to try to restore her face.
Brandy, I did not kill that person, no matter what the fingerprints say. Please, you know me.
Are you actually calling?
Easy.
He's sending a text, pretty
Okay.
much surmising that.
I think the text back just says "see you soon."
Yeah.
He closes his phone. He says, "God damn it!"
Did you just send the suits a text?
Yes.
Oh, good job, boy. Good job.
I thought they already had each other's numbers. I thought it was implied.
Oh no, it's fine, but you just sent them a text. Yeah, I did this crime that happened. It's not me. Don't worry.
Yeah, like
just out of character, was all in favor of grabbing Edward's note and booting him out of the RV at speed?
How late is it, by the way?
Oh, how late is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's evening.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. You kind of went pretty early on, so it's actually not really nighttime.
You guys know
I was gonna
what
say,
you mean.
It's kind of middle of the day.
Humans will show it eventually.
MZ actually kind of pops her head back out of view and then slides down the side of the car. So she's actually just leaning against, she's basically she's riding along the side of the car at this point, so she can actually talk properly without having to hang upside down. And she calls into the car. Yeah, listen, this is bad. Not just in terms of Edward's old buddies going to come looking for us, but it also means that that trick we pulled with the ideas of the checkpoint, yeah, that's not going to work again if they're keeping an eye out specifically for Edward.
No, it's not.
I'm sure it's fine, because we don't know an Edward, do we? No, Jimmy Jailbird.
That is true, but I feel like they might know that identity as well as that pretty mug of his.
It's a famous face, yeah.
Yeah, and let's also remember that in today, circumstantial evidence is more than enough to get people scouring for you.
Yeah. Plus, again, he's not just any normal criminal. He's famous and also on the government payroll. So they kind of have a lot of information on this fine fellow we have right here in our car.
That whole him being on the government payroll might actually serve to our advantage. They're trying to keep his identity a secret.
Yeah, that's true for right now. But, if they think that he's going around murdering people and starting up the shit that happened in Quad December all over again, I feel like they might not be so keen on protecting his identity anymore.
Don't you talk about...
Oh, I'll talk about where the fuck I want, Edward. Shut your goddamn mouth if you know what's good for you. We are in a goddamn, river of shit right now, and, right now, we are the only friends that you have. And you can either decide to, play nice, and maybe we can all get out of this in one piece, or you can decide to be a salty asshole, and we can, see how, whether or not you bounce.
MCA, calm down. This is my ball here. MCA, calm down. There's no need to get so aggressive.
Fine.
Though your stuff, yeah, your points do have a large amount of merit. We'll have to think of something when we get to the next border crossing.
Everything will be fine.
Yeah, everything will be great. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, Nate, I'm sure it probably will be fine. She grumbles and climbs back onto the roof.
Well, the next big town on the map is quite a ways away, so we might need to take a truck stop or two. It'll take a day or whatever.
Okay. What have you got, Sonny? What have you got for our next stopping spot?
This campgrounds.
Okay.
It's.
By the way, we are well over the hour point, so unless we want to go for another hour.
Oh, we're gonna probably close it off after this. And
I have some things I could still do.
Okay.
So.
Well, yeah, like we can go a bit longer. I'm just like letting people know, like, unless we want to we probably want to, either look to wrap it up before too long, or like unless people think that we can go for a full hour, which
I don't.
Probably not. But
yeah.
MCA and Lee still haven't had their chat, so
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Blue, what's your call? Break and go for one more section, or try and wrap it up, within like half an hour or so.
We could wrap it up within half an hour.
Okay, so we'll just have basically a 2-hour episode to wrap up the ending, but that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, then let us continue.
Yeah, I was looking at the different campgrounds around here. Luxury Hills, Seaside Holiday, Hillbilly Paradise. Don't know why that one's there, but
he just shudders at the name.
Yeah, so I decided that it is probably best if we go through one of the campsites and then camp in the woods instead.
Yeah, probably. That way, if anybody, the people following us will probably be away from the civilian population.
Yeah, and if there just so happens to be anyone in any of those campsites, then we can probably take care of them. Yeah.
Yay, back to nature.
Hmm? Hmm? What did you whisper?
Edward, could you help me up, please, into my wheelchair?
Sure.
Before you're trying to get up from the dining table. I imagine everyone's like crowded around the dining table with like maps open and stuff.
Yeah.
That's just...
Oh, I'm driving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Edward helps him.
I believe I may be able to have a at least temporary solution to the problem you're facing with, well, being even more wanted criminal now.
What's that?
The next time we pass through a checkpoint, the answer is simple. They will not find you in the caravan.
That was my idea, yeah. I was thinking a similar thing.
I believe it is time I put my stand to work.
Oh.
Oh my god.
That being?
Edward, I think I may be able to help you turn yourself invisible.
Wait, I'm sure we could try. That's not really an extension of my power like you explained before, but kinda is. We can try. Let's go with that.
I'm glad you're willing. I'm glad you put your faith in me, Edward.
Yeah, I mean, we're good buddies.
The fuck?
You're my good buddy that I want to do naughty things with.
Damn green eyes, though.
Oh, Edward, also.
Yeah?
You don't know yet. Olivia, too. MCA. She's put me in contact with some people who, well, supposedly they talked to Madison in the last 5 years.
Who?
Their names Allison and I've actually forgotten. I should.
Jacqueline.
Yeah, Jacqueline. I was thinking like Jackie or something.
Yeah, and by the way, neither of them have talked to any other members of the party basically since the whole thing broke up, largely because of all of the like criminal like investigations and everything.
Yeah. Edward is sent through another loop at this point. Hey, they found another way to talk to
so many friends.
There was the watch, but only Dion was in it.
The watch? Yes, they said something about many watches.
Yeah. there was this muse that had his own personal, like, heaven inside a watch. If I remember... Should I make a check to see if Edward remembers that he can make a watch on his own or not?
We probably would say no, because that would basically mean that like that whole thing would basically just happen immediately, and Madison would just be like, "I'm here." Instantly, no build up, no drama.
Yeah. That's fair. Okay, whatever. I feel like something is escaping me, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how she was brought into the watch exactly, but it would make sense that she could stay there for a long time, though. That would be a long time passing in real life.
What do you mean a long time? Years, obviously.
No, you don't understand. Time slows down. The time in the watch is different than time in real life. For like every minute in the watch, it's like a second in real life.
No, it's actually 1,000 seconds in the watch for every second in real life.
I didn't remember it exactly, so yeah.
It's long.
Yeah.
Another furrow appears.
So, that would...
Malvolio decides to get on his fursuit and investigate.
So, yeah. There would be a long time difference for... But, yeah, I agree. Does not bode well.
Well, Madison's a strong girl. I'm sure she's managed.
If you say so.
You can tell he doesn't fucking believe that himself for a second.
He pats him on the shoulders and he's like, if you say so. He doesn't believe it at all either. But we can hope.
I'll be able to speak to her soon. That's the important thing to keep in mind.
Yeah.
They're sending one of the watches ahead. It should arrive in roughly 3 days at this city that we'll be at in 3 days.
I see. That makes sense. Well, it's been a while, for sure. Yeah, it's been since the incident, pretty much, that I've talked to Duhad and Madison, but yeah.
So Madison is stuck in this watch with Dion.
Theoretically, yes.
Who is Dion?
Jacqueline's uncle, sorry. And he was a mafia of a Don that got assassinated by his right-hand man, and then was put in the watch, and ran what he thought to be his personal heaven that he could control to his very whim.
Is Mafia John?
A what?
He's part of the Mafia.
Yeah, the Mafia of Quad City at the time before it went down in Quad December.
God, what sort of man is he that my sister is trapped with?
He's actually trying to reform the Mafia to be better, so he's trying to make it more legit. So, and he seems pretty nice.
Then he's a good man.
He's a solid man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's still a mafia boss, but you know.
He was the best mafia boss I've ever known.
You
Another furrow.
So many weird people.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I haven't told you about everything that happened before.
Wait, hold on.
Who?
MCA, how do you know this Allison?
Oh, who's asking this? Is Sunny?
Sunny.
Yeah. So, I told you before. You know, we worked together. I trained her at the after school program. Sort of a big sister program, you know.
Makes sense. Sucks that she ended up involved in that whole Quad December thing, though.
Yeah, no, she ended up leaving the youth ministry group she was involved with at the time because of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I think it ended up kind of working out for her in the end. She ended up quite happy. She, you know, made some friends, had some good times, some not so good times.
It's the best of times, it was the worst of times.
Yeah. Kind of got wrapped up with a bad crowd.
Hmm.
She gives a look at Edward.
Yeah, he just rolls his eyes.
Olivia's hands are clasped in prayer, and she seems to say the words, "At last, I'll be able to meet her."
Oh, Allison? I don't know if she's coming herself, but...
I don't think she is.
As if snapped out of a trance, she says, "Alan."
Yeah, my friend who was involved with the watch, the whole thing with Madison.
I don't think that's who she was referring to.
Oh, you...
Considering who she's traveling with before us. And what... Yeah.
Fair.
Anyway.
I don't know if you're, well, I mean, I don't know, like, I do hope it works out for you. From everything Allison's told me, things have been getting pretty, uncomfortable with Madison recently. You know, she's had an awful long time to sit and stew.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
Getting murdered apparently, you know, doesn't exactly leave you with the most charitable attitude towards those who are involved in your death.
I have faith that she'll calm down when she... Me. Doubt.
Family.
Yeah. She gives, like, Malvolio a sad smile and says, well, you know, look, at the very least I'm sure she'll be glad to see you. You know, it's, you know, it may bring her some peace.
This is good shit. Good.
Yeah.
She,
wow.
Yeah, walks over, she walks past them into the, out of the front seat. Like, yeah, you guys have fun with all that.
Okay.
Edward, would you like to test this cloaking ability that I suggested now, or should we save that for later?
Should we save it for the next session?
Probably save it, because we're already at like an hour and 30 minutes, and if we want to do the short bit with Lee, we probably need to do it now.
Yeah. We can hold off for the night. With everything that happened and everything I've learned, I'm pretty tuckered myself.
It's just the middle of the day, though.
I'm tuckered.
So it's okay, Edward. You sleep. I read like Edward lies down on the couch and Malvolio like wipes his brow with the handkerchief.
Edward's like stumbling over the couch. It's like, wow, you're acting as if your legs are asleep.
God.
Sleep now and dream of Madison.
I don't want nightmares.
Sweet dreams, Prince. That's what Prince. That's what someone told Prince before they injected him with cancer.
Fucking
Oh,
hell.
Lord.
Because he died of cancer.
Cancer. Oh boy, too soon. Okay, yeah. So we have time for that last scene, or we want to just wrap it here and then say everything else for next time?
Is it the Lee scene?
Yeah, the Lee scene. Since Kit's been waiting on that one for a bit.
Yeah. Let's do it, and then
All right.
they'll be good after that.
So yeah. So in that case, yeah, like MCA gets up. Is anyone in the passenger seat, or where is Lee sitting?
Lee's in the driver's seat at the moment.
Okay, so is anyone in the passenger seat?
I was, but I think I moved back to start looking at maps and stuff, and also to read the dossier,
Fair enough.
which she's not secretive about having, but she doesn't want to be caught in the open by somebody who might have a problem with her having it.
Fair enough.
You know.
Yeah. So yeah, MCA sits down and looks at Lee sidelong, and then like for the first time with him, takes off her sunglasses, and says, "Before I go into anything else, I need you to promise me that that none of you had anything to do with that murder."
Okay, Lee swears in Chinese and goes, "No. He was cuffed and alive with a wedgie, but that was it."
I believe you. And then she switches to Cantonese and says, "You have to understand that in my line of work, it doesn't pay to be, overly trusting. And at least from my own personal perspective, I don't really want to work with people who are willing to casually murder people, even people they don't like. Part of what I'm going to do, part of what I hope we might be able to do together, is being done because I'm tired of how many people have died needlessly because of everything that's been going on."
Still in Chinese. Yeah, well, you heard my opinions on it.
Yeah. I still don't know if this is the right thing to do. If I shouldn't have just gone out on my own, but I'm trusting my gut on this one, and I'm hoping that you can respect the fact that we're working towards the same ends here, even if we don't necessarily always agree on motive, on lengths.
Yeah.
You want to, save this country and help to protect its civil liberties?
Yes, I have that aspect name. Right there. No,
Lee's actually going to know. Country's a means to an end. I want the people.
She
I want the
nods.
people to be free from this shit.
Good. I don't need patriotism, I want humanism, and you do seem to have that in spades.
I do like this country. There's a lot of good in it. There's some very high-minded ideals that people with power always seem to forget. But they're there for the people. This country is here for the people.
Unfortunately,
At the moment,
yeah.
that's the thing that I can work on.
Well, here's the thing. Here's something that you can, do an awful lot of good with. Those, this country isn't the only one currently dealing with a lot of problems. All over the world, these, powerful groups have been moving, slowly but surely to, consolidate power and to, turn the entire world economy into a massive, titanic series of blocks. The consolidation of Eastern media, the rise of Aussie in Australia, you've seen the insane popularity of that Knick-Knack Adventures thing coming out of England, or the merchandising at least.
Mm-hmm.
That has come alongside, of course, all these little organizations, these little groups springing up here, there, and everywhere. going alongside all the bizarre powers that have been developing in the population.
Right.
The two are linked. I'm sure you're not going to be terribly shocked to hear that.
What am I, idiot?
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, if you were, I probably wouldn't be talking to you right now. Here's the thing. You can win 1,000 legal battles and do a, maybe even save the United States from itself. But it's not going to mean a hill of beans if, in the end, one of these major groups ends up, taking the, managing to monopolize everything else. At that point, you're just trading in, the sovereignty of one nation's people for the civil liberties of everybody else. If you're going to make real lasting changes, it's going to have to come in the form of removing from power, those who have a vested interest in being able to, deny these same, those liberties.
I'm listening.
This competition, this entire whatever it is, the value of it isn't in the prize, and it's not in whatever the people who are running this whole thing think it is. It's not even what these people who are engaging in it think it is. The real value in this entire competition is the fact that it has managed to draw out players, major players, from just about every one of the factions that are controlling everything, that control this goddamn nightmare that the world has been slowly turning into. The U.S. government suits are out in force. I have it on good authority that elements of a group led by an individual or group of individuals, codenamed Blue Skies, are in play. The Australian acting troupe at the center of Aussie rise to fame are themselves personally engaged in the competition. And the Eastern Bloc, has been engaged as well. They're here primarily to go after Sanders and his cohorts, but they're in play. Everybody's in play. These people usually lock themselves behind endless layers of defenses and protections and legal, safeguards, making themselves completely invulnerable to any sort of, meaningful attack. And for the first time they are, I've ever seen this, they are out there unguarded, and they're vulnerable. Now, I don't say this because I want to go out there and try killing them. Like I said, I don't want a killer. I don't want people looking to, go around murdering anyone. There's already been enough bloodshed, and even if, a number of the people engaged in, who I'm looking to try and deal with have a lot of blood on their hands, I don't intend to spill any more. But what we can do is we can, use this as an opportunity to finally stop them.
Do you have something actionable?
I might. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but the three major organizations that I know that I have an direct lead on are, the Order, which is the group out in Asia. Their leader is out in the field right now, as well as Alan Sanders from Aussie. Those two are easy. As long as we can get the two of them to, stop, which should be a relatively direct affair, we can, remove them as a threat. The Suits are a little bit more tricky, but if we can expose them, expose their actual leadership, the members of their organization, we can, put enough political pressure on them to remove them from play. The really tricky one is going to be Blue Skies. I don't really know a lot about him, and from everything I've heard, it's going to be extraordinarily difficult to actually, learn anything more than I already have. But he's the real trick. he or they or her, I don't even goddamn know, they are the ones who are kind of at the root of this, as well as another organization I haven't really been able to pinpoint yet. But there's some group that he used to be involved in that is the other major power player. Those two are going to be the hardest ones, and they're the two that I have the least clear idea as to how to deal with. But I think I know someone who might be able to help. See, there's been someone out there who's been, contacting these organizations, someone on the inside, someone who I believe might actually be able to, might actually have the key to bringing them all down permanently. I need to find him. Adam, the man we found at the gas station, he's been in contact with this individual. That's why I had to go and try and find him. That's why I asked for us to stop that gas station.
Okay. You're telling me a lot of things I want to hear.
Yeah, I know. And I know that you probably, have every reason not to trust me. So...
I do want an answer from you.
Go ahead.
You're part of the Order.
She shrugs and says, yeah, not much of a point in trying to lie about that.
Yeah, you told me directly.
Yeah. Yeah, and...
What's to make me believe that this isn't just a plan of yours to put the Order on top?
She leans back in the thing and in her seat and looks forward and says, I don't really have a lot of hard evidence I can show you to prove the fact that I'm not really, on the top of the Order's, team anymore. I genuinely used to be pretty high up. I mean, really high up. And the fact that I'm sitting here with you is, pretty clear evidence that I'm not anymore. But obviously, I could just lie and put myself here and, no one would know the difference. Here's the thing. You heard me talking to the elders earlier, a friend of mine, Allison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so... I don't know if this is really evidence as much as it's just an explanation, but... she's a good friend of mine. I basically trained her when she was still a member of the Order, and... when things fell apart in Quad City... they basically cut her out. But the thing is, the reason they cut her out, it wasn't just because of everything going wrong. I mean, they had another guy in that city at the same time, a guy named Mitch. Mitch had screwed up just as badly in the past, but they still kept him around as basically just being a, like, occasional use member. Like, they'd, bring him in when needed. But, Allison, no. Just, as soon as she made a mistake, she was out. It wasn't even like she'd, like, they basically, burnt all bridges with her and left her out to dry when, the authorities came looking. Not for her friendship with this other woman, Jacqueline, she probably would have, been arrested, and that would have been the end of her. You know why the Order left her out to dry? You know why, my mentor, my boss, left her out to dry?
B?
Was that?
B?
Yeah, B. Yeah.
Why?
Because B didn't like the fact that Allison liked other women. Because B, as much as I love her, is so goddamn old-fashioned, so goddamn resistant to change that she refuses to see that the lives of her agents actually matter. She's so busy obsessing over this one guy, this one fucking guy, who's a problem, I'll admit, but just, he's one guy. He's not even that big of a threat. And yet, she spends every waking moment obsessing over him, ignoring the needs of her agents, letting them, die for nothing out in the field. And then when, someone comes along that she doesn't like, that for whatever reason she decides isn't appropriate for the Order, just cut her loose. Cut her loose. Doesn't even care anymore. Because, that's how she works. That's how she operates. She's obsessed, and it's hurting people that she cares about, and she's hurting people that I care about. And she's lied to me. I don't know why, and I don't know what it's all about, but I know that she's been lying to me. I don't want to see the Order come out on top. I still love the Order. I still love, the people who work there, and I still, God help me, I still care about her, but I do not think that, the Order coming out on top would be the best outcome for anyone. Not even the members of the Order.
Do you think it's better to tear it all down?
If that's what it takes, yeah. I think it's better for it all to come crashing down than for it to become malignant and to kill everybody inside. Because it's already been infested. This Blue Skies character, he's already, wormed his fingers into it. Let that happen, because she doesn't pay attention. So before long, the Order is going to turn into another puppet of Blue Skies. And then all that's going to be left is just a increasingly black mark on history.
That's about the kind of answer that I was looking for.
She shrugs and says, well, glad you think so. Because it's basically the only answer I have.
He, kind of shrugs to decide. I could do with a bit more conviction, but the honesty is nice.
she just starts laughing and says, yeah, well, having a little bit of trouble with conviction in general lately. A lot of trouble with energy lately.
Look, I'm not going to mince words about it. This bee lady, and pardon my Mandarin, but she sounds like a cunt.
MCA shrugs. Well,
She sounds like precisely the type of person who I was railing against.
I know. I know. Honestly, I can't defend her. I can't honestly tell you that she's not flawed. Flawed deeply. Flawed to the point where she doesn't really deserve, the chances that she's been given, or the chances that I kind of feel like I can't not give her, keep giving her, but I still, she's family. That makes any sense.
Yeah, sure. It makes sense. It makes sense. I'm just saying, if you, somewhere down the line, start to have second thoughts about this, we're going to have problems.
She, just sort of, unfolds her sunglasses and puts them back on and says, if I start having second thoughts about all of this, I have already done so much to hurt the Order that, you having problems with me is not really going to matter, because there's not going to be much of a me left for you to have a problem with.
No, that's not what I was getting at. I was just saying, you've convinced me. They need to go.
Yeah. Well...
Them and probably all the others. Because it really doesn't sound to me like there's a single good one of them.
Not really. It's just shades of gray, and not particularly light ones at that.
When you're that far in the shadows, you can justify to yourself, but if you're really doing something good for people in general, you'd be out in the light.
Well, we all have our little secrets and our regrets, don't we? She gets up and pats Lee on the back. You're a good man, Lee. Better one than most.
I try.
Yeah. Good luck, man. And she, walks back into the rest of the thing.
As she walks back, he goes, "You make a shitty Marine, by the way," and that's in Cantonese.
Yeah, no, this is all like this is continued to be in Cantonese.
Yeah.
So then she replies in English, like finally switches back to English and says, "Yeah, well, screw you."
And you couldn't handle me.
And she laughs, and that's how it ends.
Roll credits.
Hello,
Everyone joining us.
And yeah, that's it. So then, final bit, and for the last time, aspects.
Oh boy.
Yay!
Aspects.
Hmm.
Anyone want to jump on this grenade first?
I'm the thing.
All right. Well, I got one that I'm gonna throw in right now, which is
Yeah.
MCA's new aspect. Like final new aspect is going to be Sunny's student, which is representing her training in the, like her starting her training in the method.
The best.
That's a pretty fair one. This has been a lot of just enforcing a lot of whatever it is. I'm not sure.
What feet? No.
Come on, people. Let's.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's throw out some ideas then. Let's see here. Edward.
Yeah.
What has Edward been doing recently? Like, what has Edward? Edward. Like, remember they can also be specifically about another character. I mean, that's what I just did.
Yeah.
I think like having at least like you already have one based on another character, so you're good. But you could probably throw another one in there.
Probably.
if you want.
Yeah.
Mm.
You could actually have one.
Interest will set me free is kind of more based on Lee. It has a lot to do with Lee, so maybe something with. And it also has a lot to do with Sunny, so maybe something to do with Elaine, or
you could have something
Olivia.
to do with Elaine.
You could also do something with Olivia.
You could have actually, because of what happened in the Slays one, you could probably have the Suits Most Wanted as a new aspect.
That's pretty fair.
Which can be pulled at any time, which would be great.
Yeah, they can also be used to positively if you want to ever essentially pull out information about the suits, or like have actions whenever you're taking actions against the suits. Essentially you're the most wanted for a reason.
Yeah.
Nice.
I changed that, but that's good for now.
All right.
Elaine, Lee, Sunny, or pretty much anyone else.
Yeah. Okay. Lee.
I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between two.
Let it rip.
So, I mean, one of them is it needs to come to light. But the other one would be I try and be a good man.
That would be good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, both are pretty good.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
By virtue of it being one that came out of a conversation specifically with another character, I'm going to go with I try and be a good man.
All right, cool, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm
Elaine.
adding these to my list. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as far as she goes, she's
Karma's a bitch. I don't know. It's kind of seemed like something she was hinting at.
I mean, there's the amount of she's starting to really get kind of the idea of these people playing by the these people don't really play by the rules. So I think hers is going to be akin to that. essentially being, they haven't yet learned, something about them not doing, not following them, but and therefore treating them less like civilian.
The laws are more like guidelines.
Well, no, because she still wants to follow the follow her own rules.
An aspect is not about other people; it's about you. It's a thing that defines you as a character.
But she's also not going to take it easy on the people anymore. So that's like the idea.
Okay, so harsh justice. Dispenser,
yeah.
Dispenser of harsh justice. That would probably be what you'd want to make this as an aspect.
I mean, that makes sense since she offered to murder the guy.
Yeah.
Not murder him, break a couple ribs, but just because it's not that far of a drop. Like it wasn't far enough to kill him.
But yeah, basically she's getting more brutal as in her dispensing of justice. That makes sense. That's a good aspect.
Yeah.
And I think or zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not murdery justice.
That's fair. Yeah, it's not like lethal justice. It's just harsh justice. Zombie, what do you think?
Well, for Olivia, I'm going to need to change the strong silent type and fully covered.
That's fair.
Yeah, makes sense.
You
could change the strong silent type to broken bow if you wanted to.
Yeah. I know what that could be.
Yeah. All right, since Zombie's going to be changing a bunch for Olivia, we can probably wait on you adding a whole new aspect as well as changing two of your existing ones for now. But
one of the ideas I had for Olivia's one of her new ones would be looking for a challenge. Not exactly that wording, but something along those lines.
Yeah.
okay.
And I don't know from Malvolio. I was thinking maybe like in debt to has a debt to MCA. But since he already told her about Blue Sky, that's...
Well, you could have, sharing, something about sharing information,
information hotspot.
MCA is my new best friend.
What about
new best?
No, it'd be more along the lines of information equivalent exchange. Or equivalent exchange of information. It's just like you've started to learn to trade information.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, and finally, Sunny.
I'll call it I know you know I know.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
The easiest one would either be the one that basically indicates that she's a teacher, or one that basically is like secrets.
Yeah. I'm probably going to change Lost Greatest Defender. But
how about everybody? Why would Lost Greatest Defender change? What has changed about Edward?
Because of all the fucking illegal activities that he's been doing and been tied with.
Well, not really. You're the one that went against the concept of murdering him, or
the character is not actually changed in such
leaving him to criminals and shit.
Yeah, it's not really that he's changed. He's still acting in a way is trying to be a defender of the law. That sounds more like it's just losing it because it's inconvenient, which isn't a super in character thing.
Yeah, I'll think about it. But yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So, but okay. Anyway, and then So in that case, I think everybody's got their character things. We can always discuss this later on, but for now, I think the audience at home has learned what all the new changes should be, and you'll see any additional changes next week. Well, not next week. Week after next, when we return to the world of Major.
Tune in.
Till then, see you guys. Laters.